Well, hey guys, what is going on out there today? It's Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of 7 Around 7. Here in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I pulled in a little bit after Mai did. You know, we got to drive a couple of cars up here for several reasons. We're packing a lot of stuff, but we got a couple of dogs, and one of them's kind of big, and he takes up most of the Bubba takes up most of the room in Mai's SUV. So I'm sort of given the task to haul all the other stuff, which is fine. I don't mind that. Anyway, all good. We got in here, at least I got in here right around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Man, I'm telling you, this place is like just a slice of heaven. This time of year, everything is green. It is beautiful. Mountains are beckoning. Mountains are calling. So I must go. Anyway, guys, look, hope you're doing well. And today I want to talk to you. I want to talk to those few players who listen to, 7 Around 7, who are actually working on their game a lot. I mean, really have committed the time, the energy, the dollars, the money to get some good coaching, right? To carve, lots of time into their schedule, even if they're still working and raising a family. Those are the two top priorities, and then maybe tennis, maybe this tennis thing in terms of getting better is number 3. But maybe you're, semi or fully retired, and you've decided, hey, you know what? I want to go for this. I want to see just how good I can get as a tennis player. And maybe that's, in the form of a ranking. Maybe that's in the form of, doing some damage that, Jeff and I used to, we went through that 1 year, 365 days in a row of posting over at Gold Ball Hunting on the YouTube channel at Gold Ball Hunting. Basically, for those few players who are entering the national Category 1, the Category 2 events, but especially with the Category 1 events, right now the 60s and 70s are going on. The hard courts are going on in Irvine. And, I'm sitting here before we went live this morning and looking at the draws over there and just kind of jealous, just kind of going, oh, God, I wish I was over there, man. Looking at some of these results, a couple of them kind of going, whoa, did not see that. Did not see that coming. Hey, Rich, good morning, man. Thanks for checking in. Anyway, so this message is, look, if you're just kind of hanging out, hitting the ball once or twice a week and you got your set tennis, that's fine. I've got no problem with that. But this message today may not really resonate with you. So Rich, I'll tell you what, Rich, this message is for you, man. And for all the other guys and gals out there who are doing what you're doing, which is you've made that decision, either just recently or maybe a few years ago, whatever it is that you're going to go for it. So look, guys, before we get into that today, couple of things. Number one is down below in the description area, 98.6 men's high performance tennis clothing, high quality stuff, very reasonably priced. And in fact, reasonably priced. Dave Doherty, who created this men's line of tennis clothing, is offering you guys a 15% discount off your initial order. Shorts, shirts, whatever it is. I would encourage you, don't dabble with just one thing. Get a pair of shorts, get a shirt or two, and enjoy that 15% discount. Really high quality stuff. And I think Dave's story, I should bring Dave on here at some point, let him share his story as to why he developed this tennis line of clothing. So we will do that soon. But in the meantime, check it out. Down below in the description area is a link that will take you over to 98.6. Guys, I'll give you a reminder at the end of the session this morning as well to go ahead and do that. Look. And as I've been telling you guys for the last week or so, if you want a copy of the Sievertson 12, all you got to do is let me know. Just shoot me an email, Brent at Web Tennis. My goal here is in the next few days, I'm going to carve out some time and do a video recording and give you my 2 cents on each one of Dave Sievertson's recommended goals for BA. That would be yours truly, Brent Abel. When I worked with him about a month ago, we had 4 sessions before I went to Atlanta to play the clay court tournament down there. But he was kind enough to make some notes for me, and there's 12 different little nuggets here. And I'm going to go ahead and do my own. Good morning, Lovey. And do my own take on each one of the 12. If you want a copy when it's ready, just let me know. Brent@webtennis.com. So, all right, here it is. Let's talk about self-doubt, right? For those guys like Rich and the other players out there who are really working your fannies off to become a better player. Not only are you getting some coaching, I know, Rich, you're on the court every week for 90 minutes with Jeff, but I know you're also doing a lot of stuff away from Jeff as well in terms of working on maybe just the homework, So from week to week, you're working on that stuff, but working off the court in terms of training, getting in the gym, eating right, playing all the tournaments, doing this, doing that. And I've been listening to a podcast, one of Tim Ferriss's podcasts recently, and I don't think it's the most recent one. It could be the second most recent one with Tim Ferriss. That's 2 R's and 2 S's. But he had as his guest former NBA player Chris Bosh. And Chris, I never really thought much about him. When he and Dwayne Wade and LeBron, the three of them sort of formed the big three down in Miami, the Miami Heat, and they were to go for all the glory. And, the first year they got together, they got the finals, but they lost the finals. Then I think they won two titles in a row. And then Chris, unfortunately, after that, developed some kind of an injury, health-wise, and he had to retire. But I never really kind of done much. I never heard much about Chris other than that. And in this interview, I'm going to tell you. First of all, I'm going to tell you, you ought to go look it up. Go look up Tim Ferriss and Chris Bosh. I think it's B-O-S-H. I think it's B-O-S-H. And it's a couple hours. So if you're traveling, I mean, like for me, for the last week or so, I've been on the stationary bike, or else I'll be doing some traveling as I was the last couple of days. I mean, what a great way to spend some time, especially for me in the car, is to listen to something like this. And one of the things that Chris brought up was this thing about when you're really trying to get better at something. And he was talking about basketball or sports, whether you're a young athlete or if you're a senior athlete, is if you've really decided to get better at something, that you're going to have to put yourself out of your comfort zone. There's just no other way to reach and get better to that next skill level if you're not willing to get uncomfortable. And there are going to be times, like initially when you decide to do it, before you've even taken that first, dipping your toe in the water in terms of really trying to get uncomfortable with getting better, there's going to be some self-doubt. Gosh, can I actually do this? I don't know. Maybe this is the peak. Maybe this is the best I'll ever be at it. And so Chris's thing was, whether it's in the beginning right then or whether it's down the road, you're going to have some self-doubt. My story was self-doubt, and I still, from time to time, look, you guys know me. I mean, I'm working on my game all the time. I'm always thinking, what can I be doing better, and going out there and working on it. And there are lots of times I've got self-doubt about it. But the biggest self-doubt for me was when I was back in the day working with Tom Stowe. And, working with one of the all-time great tennis coaches. And I'm just wondering, number one, am I cut out for this level of coaching? Because he'd already coached Don Budge way back in the day to the first men's singles Grand Slam. He'd coached lots of other men and women to become world-class players. And I was fortunate enough to be in a group just, a couple of years before he passed away, where he had 3 of the top 5 players in NorCal, Doug King, Steve Stefanski, and John Hubble. And then there was me. I just kind of begged my way into the group. And having to be cannon fodder for these top 3 guys, where I was like, number 382 in NorCal, they were top 5. Boy, there was a lot of self-doubt. And I think if I'd heard this message from Chris Bosch back then, I think my improvement on the improvement scale, right, would have been a lot more gradual in terms of a slight straight line, not straight line, but a gradual line going up. Whereas before I had so much self-doubt, even after like a year with him, working with Mr. Stowe, and part of the self-doubt was I'd go back to the Berkeley Tennis Club and there'd be, my buddies who I'm playing with on a constant basis. I was hitting the ball all over the zip code. I could not control a thing. And they're kind of coming up and saying, Brent, are you sure? Are you really sure you want to be doing this? Because I don't know, man. And I just, for whatever reason, I just said, screw it. I'm just going to keep going. I don't know if it was blind faith. I don't know what it was that kept me going during those times when, self-doubt was just kind of my middle name, right? So look, guys, if you're a Rich Crinks, if you're one of these other players, guys or gals, who've decided that you want to become a better player, you're not, maybe you're happy where you are, but in my case, I wasn't satisfied. I thought there was more I could do. And so I just decided, what do I have to do? Well, the first thing I've got to do is I got to stop trying to self-teach, self-coach myself, give myself up to someone who's got some real credibility. Well, fortunately for me, I had Tom Stowe in my backyard, right? I was less than an hour drive away from Moraga to Napa in Northern California to be able to go up and see Mr. Stowe every Wednesday morning in Napa from 9 to noon, 3 hours. And so that would be the first thing, is to sort of go, if you want to get better, stop trying to teach yourself what that thing is, right? What that level is. Go find someone who's actually played at that level. Go someone who's done what you want to do, right? Maybe there's a coach out there who's not only played at that level, but has coached others to play at that level where you want to get to. I don't know. It just seems kind of obvious to me. Was that going to cost you some money? Yes, it's going to cost you some money. If you're not willing to do that, then, I guess you could stay on YouTube forever and try to figure it out that way. I don't think that's going to work. And I think that there'll be a lot of self-doubt if that's your method of trying to get better. So I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm just saying, go out there, number one, and find someone who can help you. And just assume that coach is going to, when you tell them, hey, I'm here and I want to be up here, they're going to go, okay, well then here's where we got to go. And the process to get there is going to be making you uncomfortable. And if you're willing to get uncomfortable, then you're going to have to believe, you're going to have to know there's going to be some self-doubt going on from time to time. And that, according to Chris Bosch, that's simply part of the process. And as Chris said, he eventually realized that if he wasn't having any self-doubt, that he wasn't stretching himself. He wasn't working hard enough. He wasn't getting uncomfortable enough. And so that's a message for today. I hope it resonates with the few percentage of players out there really trying to go for it. Look, guys, if you want to, and I'm happy to do this on my time, no charge. If you want to get in the phone for 10, 12, 15 minutes, and just let me know kind of where you're at, and that, yes, you want to become a better player. And, even if I can't see you play, I can maybe for 10, 12, 15 minutes kind of give you a game plan as to how to start. And, if you want to get in the phone with me, that'd be great. Privately, I won't record it unless you want me to record it, but of course won't make it public. But just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com, and let's find a time to chat for a few minutes about what you want to do with your game. Guys, look, before I sign off, down below in the description area, 98.6 men's high performance, high quality tennis clothing, created by top national 65 player Dave Doherty, good friend of mine, good friend of Jeff's, someone who I know who was resonating with this message today, who was working his fanny off on becoming a better player. Totally in. The commitment is there. And one of the things that he wanted to do a couple of years ago was he just wasn't happy with the type of tennis clothing that he was finding out there. And so he's developed a great line. Look, guys, 15% off your initial order. The link is down below. Go check it out. That's it for me. The mountains are calling. The aspen trees right here in front of me. The aspen trees are in full bloom right now. Gorgeous. I'm looking forward to a nice hike this morning with the dogs, and get a little tennis set up with Mr. Skirmerhorn. Yes, looking forward to that as well. All right, guys, that's it. It is time. Let's all get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again next time.